ako po'y masaya na siya po ay nakasuhan. At nakasuhan sa ilalim ng isang batas na pinanganak din nitong komite. But it seems that Alice Guo is only the tip of an iceberg. Kung tamang binahagi sa amin na intelligence information noong executive session a few weeks ago at kanina lamang din, this committee hearing is in the process of uncovering a deep and deadly web of bad actors. Si Alice Guo po ay nagpadala ng excuse letter sa ating komite dahil hindi daw siya makakadalo. This is truly unfortunate dahil ang dami po niyang kailangang sagutin sa atin. Itatanong ko sana sa kanya para diretsahan niya sagutin. Pero papakita ko na lang ngayon dahil sobra ako nabigla dito. Intelligence information noong executive session a few weeks ago at kanina lamang din. This committee hearing is in the process of uncovering a deep and deadly web of bad actors involving international criminal syndicates, local and national politicians, and perhaps malevolent elements of a foreign state. Nakakalula appears to be Guo Haping, fully Chinese, with 2 Chinese parents. Ito po'y nakita natin sa Special Investment Resident Visa o SIRV application ni Lin Wenye. Okay, naglalag yung internet natin. I'll proceed. I wrote to the NBI to request the biometrics data of both Guo Haping and Alice Guo, looking to compare their fingerprints. Atin pong nakuha ang kanilang fingerprints at sa kasalukuyan ay ito ay ina-analyze. Ngunit po, salamat sa maagap na tugon ng bagong NBI Director, Jaime Santiago, nakuha din po natin ang impormasyon na may nakuha din po natin na may Alice Leal Guo na nasa database ng NBI. Ito po ang Alice Guo na yon. Friends, I want you all to take a good hard look at this document. Same ang birthday sa birth certificate ni Alice Leal Guo na tumakbong mayor, July 12, 1986. Pareho ang spelling ng pangalan, pero ibang-iba ang mukha. Napakadami ko pong katanungan. Is it a coincidence na may dalawang Alice Leal Guo na pinanganak on July 12, 1986 sa Tarlac? Is it a coincidence that this NBI clearance was applied for just a few days before the date of filing of the delayed registration of birth of the other Alice Leal Guo in Tarlac City? Or is this a case of stolen? Napapahintulutan siyang mamalagi dito. Which leads us to our next question. How large and what is the nature of Alice Guo's networks? May ebidensya na tayong nakita na may link ang Bamban Pogo Hub to Clarkson Valley. Isang Pogo. Okay. Mabagal lang po yung internet. Mas mabilis yata doon sa Pogo Hubs. Malalapit na kaibigan din ni Mayor ang mga ringleader ng Lucky 99 Pogo sa Porac. Ito naman po ang photo mula sa campaign niya kasama si Catherine Cassandra Leong o Cassie Lee na authorized representative in Lucky 9 sa the 2025 elections. Mayor Alice certainly likes having friends in high places. Hindi po basta-basta ang mga kaibigan niya. Considering that this woman is now charged with qualified human trafficking, it is imperative that her links and networks are fully investigated. I now wish to ask my colleagues if they have opening statements. Yes, Senator Grace, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. I would like to thank our chairperson, Senator Risa Hontiveros, for her firm and unwavering resolve to this fight to oust POGOs in the Philippines. It is true we have seen more than enough, and this was started also by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian in the Senate. Kung inyong matatandaan, nang ibinahagi ko sa isang privileged speech ang tungkol sa mga POGO-related abductions noong 2022 pa. Hindi pa uso noon ang mga raids. Ang meron lang tayo noon ay mga reports of kidnapping, accounts of assault. Meron pang ako nakausap na personal na nag-report sa akin na siya ay na-abduct at sinaktan. Talagang sakit ng ulo itong mga POGOs. Meron mga legal POGOs, pero ang problema ay pinapaupahan nila ang kanilang mga matapos nating maipasa ang SIM Registration Act. Madam Chair, hindi na ako pupunta sa mga detalye sapagkat talagang very exhaustive ang iyong pag-iimbestiga dito. Nais ko lang sabihin na ipinalabas nito na may korupsyon at nanganganak ng korupsyon at nasasama pa ang mga tao sa gobyerno dito. Meron mga pag-uusap ng national security risk, pero wag natin ilihis ang pag-uusap sa kung ano ba talaga ang nanggagawa ng POGO. Kaya I reiterate my call together with our colleagues that have signed the resolution that has been proposed by Senator Gatchalian. Please, we have to ban POGOs. Iban na natin ang POGO dahil hindi natin sila kayang bantayan. Hindi napapakita natin na ang ating gobyerno ay nahihirapan dahil nga may mga protector sila. Pero kung may nagsabi na ban na ang POGOs, mas madali na natin matutunton. Pag may operation, hindi kayo pwede dyan. Ganun lang kasimple yon. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Sen. Grace. Sen. Sherwin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Parang hindi na ho tayo natututo dahil wala pang 6 na buwan, nagkaroon na ng pangalawang raid sa Porac naman. Yung nangyari sa Bamban, March of this year, 2024, nagkaroon ng malaking raid. Nakita natin kung gaano kalaki yung POGO Hub na ipinatayo sa Bamban. Nakita rin natin na merong nangyaring human trafficking, merong nangyaring torture, merong nangyaring prostitution. At nakita rin natin may elemento rin ngayon ng mga pagpepeke ng ating identity at pagpepeke ng nationality. Wala pang 6 months, in June of this year, may na-raid naman sa Porac. At itong pag-raid sa Porac, halos parehong-pareho sa nangyari sa Tarlac. Itong Lucky South 99, 2 beses na-raid to. Noong September 2022, na-raid na siya. May Porac, gumamit rin sila ng mga bogus companies na ang kanilang mga ating bansa, dahil ito ang nabibigay daan sa mas marami pang kriminalidad, lalong-lalo na walang katahimikan na nangyayari sa ating bansa. At nananawagan din po ako sa ating mga kasamahan na suportahan itong pagban dahil hindi tatahimik ang ating bansang Pilipinas hanggat nandito sila, dahil pumapasok sila, gumagawa ng hindi magaganda.
Nagkaroon po sila ng resolution denouncing the alleged conduct of online gambling and cybercrime operations sa barangay Anupul sa Bamban, declaring anti-illegal gambling policy of the provincial government of Tarlac. And it was reiterated, Madam Chair, by another panlalawig resolution of 2024, reiterate. Kailangan natin malaman yung naging history. Saya po, wala siya. Siguro, if there will be another hearing, again, Madam Chair, I suggest we invite also the former mayor na mukhang siya po ang naging susi kung paano nakapasok si Alice Go bilang sa political scene ng Tarlac, lalo sa Bamban. Nais ko lang pong malaman na yun nga po, na malaman ang pag-akyat sa kapangyarihan ni Mayor Alice Go. Kaya nga po, hopefully we can invite the other persons, the former mayor who I understand siya po ang naging susi dahil po nag-last term ay itinulak si Alice Go na tumakbo bilang mayor dahil tatakbo po siya. So siguro siya po siguro itong Pogo operations really funded the campaign of both the former mayor and ito si Alice Go. Kamakailan po, gaya na nabanggit, itiniwalag ng partido ng NPC si Mayor Go sa pamamagitan ng petisyon na inihain ni Governor Susan Yap. Ang lalawigan ng Tarlac ay isang tahimik, malinis at progresibong probinsya sa pangunguna ng masipag nitong gobernador, ang aming pong kapartido. Ang illegal na Pogo operation sa bayan ng Bamban ay nakakasira hindi lamang sa imaheng ito kundi pati na rin sa mapayapang pamumuhay ng mga mamamayan sa probinsya ng Tarlac. Ang operasyon ng mga Pogo sa bansa ay mailantulad na rin natin sa agresibong presensya at kilos ng mga Chinese sa West Philippine Sea. The presence of the Chinese Coast Guard and militia in our seas and the operation of Pogos on our lands have only caused chaos and social disorder in the country. These are failed attempts to tamper with the Filipino courage and spirit, but undeniably have already adversely affected our communities and fellow citizens. The committee has uncovered and discovered not just the material facts and information to prove the involvement of Mayor Go, but also the compelling and disturbing reasons that call for the government's policy shift on Pogo operations. I believe that really we already have to hasten the phasing out of the Pogo industry. Huwag na po natin hintayin na may mahalan na naman na mayor o iba pang opisyal ng gobyerno na magiging protektor sa illegal na operasyong ito. Kaya nga po sana huli na po si Alice Go na talagang kitang-kita mo, Madam Chair, na siya po ay pinatakbo upang pagtakpan o upang magsilbi sa interes ng Pogo operations sa Bamban. Kita natin sa buong Tarlac, wala hong Pogo operations except in the municipality of Bamban. Muli, maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat, Sen. JV. And Comsec, per yung hiling ni Sen. JV, imbitahin nga natin sa susunod na pagdinig yung dating mayor ng Bamban. And then, paumanin, hindi ko kaagad nakita at na-acknowledge yung presensya ni Sen. Lito. Sen. Lito, gusto nyo po bang mag-opening statement din?
Hindi na po ako. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat at sa mga kasamahan ko.
Sa Board of Investments, andito po si Yusek Rodolfo. Sir, if you could take these questions po. May ipa-flash po kaming ulit yung SIRV ni Guo Huaping at saka yung Board of Investments letter sa Bureau of Immigration dated 4th June 2024. Familiar po ba kayo sa mga dokumentong ito at pwede nyo po bang ipaliwanag yung konteksto ng mga dokumentong ito? Yusek. Forgive me, Yusek Rodolfo. I missed something important. Could I first ask before you proceed to answer the question, pwede ko bang hilingin si Comsec to acknowledge all the resource persons, brief the committee on the status of those invited and subpoenaed, and administer the oath to those present?
Okay, good morning, everyone. The committee would like to acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. We invited, Your Honor, Ms. Guo Jiang Shong, Sheila Guo, Wesley Guo. These are the relatives of Mayor Guo. But the lawyer of the Guo acknowledged our letter, but they just reply that, the lawyer replied that he is not representing the other members of the family. Then
The lawyer replied that he's not representing the members of the family?
Yes.
The other members?
Yes. But,
This is the lawyer of Alice Guo.
Yes.
So why is he even writing the committee about them? At ano po yung grounds ni Alice Guo for not attending the hearing
Well,
sa kanyang sulat, Comsec?
Yes. And I read, this is the letter of explanation of Mayor Guo. On 21 June 2024, I received an invitation to a public hearing dated 20 June 2024 from this honorable committee, inviting my presence as a resource person to the aforesaid public hearing scheduled on 26 June 2024 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Regrettably, I would like to most respectfully inform this honorable committee that I cannot attend and participate in the said hearing because I personally believe that I am not fit to appear as one of the resource person to the said inquiry. Truth be told, my exposure to prolonged stress and high level of anxiety owing to the concerning and malicious accusation thrown against me have adversely affected and caused serious impact on my physical and mental health. With all due
The mayor
respect,
believes she is not fit to be a resource person, but the committee obviously believes she is fit to be a resource person. Kaya natin inimbita siya ulit. Please proceed, Comsec.
with all due respect, as you may already know, I am placed under preventive suspension for 6 months by the Office of the Ombudsman, while the administrative charges filed against me are pending. Worse, our motion for reconsideration with motion to lift preventive suspension dated 10 June 2024 was denied, and in an order dated 18 June 2024. Second, several letters of authority were served to me and to my other legitimate businesses as the Bureau of Internal Revenue commenced their assessment. Third, the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission has openly filed a criminal complaint against me, charging me with a non-bailable offense of qualified human trafficking. More importantly, I have been exposed to public ridicule, humiliation, and hatred for several months now, tarnishing my public image, character, and reputation. Unfortunately, I have already been prejudged guilty by the public despite the absence of any finding by the court of law and proper tribunals. In view of the foregoing, please accept my most sincere apologies for my absence and for any inconvenience this may have caused the committee. I would like to emphasize that I have no ill will or slightest intent to disrespect, disregard, or disobey this honorable committee. From Ms. Alice Go.
Thank you, Comsec. Unfortunately, the non-appearance of Mayor Alice Guo is a disregard of the invitation of the committee. At kahit may ongoing processes sa Office of the Ombudsman, sa BIR, sa PAOK, hindi yan dahilan na hindi siya magpakita rito. So, at the proper time, I will consider ordering the issuance of a subpoena to Mayor Alice Guo. What about the other persons invited? Comsec, Guo Jian Zhong, Sheila Guo, Wesley Guo, and Lin Wenye.
There's no reply from them except that reply of the lawyer that he's not representing the other member of the family.
Which is a non-reply of
Yes.
the lawyer. So
Then
the chair will consider ordering the issuance of subpoenas as well to the other persons invited.
Yes, we
Yes, Comsec, before you proceed, Sen. Sherwin.
May I inquire if Ms. Nancy Gamo was also invited?
Your Honor,
Comsec.
we invited also Ms. Nancy Gamo, and we did not receive a reply. But during her interview, she told the interviewer that she will attend the hearing of the committee.
Madam Chair, she is central to this hearing, considering that she is on record the accountant or the person in charge of filing documents in behalf of the Guo family in the different Guo related companies, and then her name also appeared in different Pogo companies. So she's very central to this investigation, and at the proper time, Madam Chair, I'll join you in your motion to subpoena these personalities.
Thank you, Senator Sherwin. So, in addition to the previously mentioned Alice Guo, Guo Jian Zhong, Lin Wenye, Sheila Guo, and Wesley Guo, all the other invited resource persons, except for Dennis Cunanan, who is represented today by his attorney, all the other invited resource persons whose offices were closed, who gave no reply, and of course also accepting Walter Wong Long because the invitation to him is already covered by the reply of the good judge. The other invited resource persons, also whose addresses are non-existent, may at the proper time be the subject of the proper motion and ordering of the issuance of subpoena. Maraming salamat, Comsec, at sa lahat ng mga resource persons. Before we go back to you, Sec Rodolfo, and our questions for the Board of Investments, just to act on this matter already, the Chair orders the issuance of subpoenas to the previously mentioned invited resource persons who did not make themselves available for the hearing today.
I second the motion, Madam Chair.
So moved and duly seconded. Thank you to Sen. Sherwin. So the Chair orders such, Comsec. Salamat po. Normal po ba na yung isang ina, i-enter niya yung thumbprint niya para sa minor child niya? So, halimbawa, in the case of one of these documents, yung minor child, mga 9 years old, so hindi na po siya baby. At may papakita po ako dito ulit. Ito po, even to the naked eye, it looks like dun sa ano kanina, yung slide po na magkasama yung thumbprint ni Lee Wen-ye at yung thumbprint ni Guo Haping. Mukhang magkapareho ang thumbprint nung Lin Wen-ye, yung ina, at yung Guo Haping na dependent daughter. So alam ko rin na yung NBI ay may biometrics ni Guo Haping, so not all is lost. Kaya lang dagdag na nakakalito. At dagdag pa, yung dalawang minor siblings nung Guo Haping dyan sa document na yan, sila naman hindi thumbprint. Okay, ito na muna. Yung magkatabing thumbprint ni Lin Wen-ye at ni Guo Huaping, parang magkapareho. I am not a fingerprint expert at all. So, I was just showing it again and sa inyo, Yusek, at sa lahat po nating nandirito sa hearing. So, nakakalito nga. So, pero bakit yung dalawa pang minor dependents, minor siblings ni Guo Huaping, hindi, well, I cannot ask you why, pero ninonote ko lang, sila, yung dalawa, hindi thumbprint nung ina. Ginamit nila yung sarili nilang thumb. So, bakit kaya? At bakit kaya yung special effort para kay Alice? I'm of course presuming na yung Guo Huaping ay si Alice Guo din. Any insights, Yusek?
Madam Chair, sa proseso ho namin dapat, unless infant, pero dapat ho talaga yung, pati yung dependent, i-capture yung kanyang thumbprint. So, assumption of regularity po, on the processes undertaken in 2000, yung ina, yung principal, kinapture yung kanyang thumbprint, tapos yung si Guo Huaping, kinapture din yung kanyang thumbprint. We're not competent to assess kung one and the same yung thumbprint na nakikita ho natin, but these are the thumbprints that we have on record, including dun sa dalawa pang dependent ho.
And of course, and fair enough po, Yusek, and of course yung presumption of regularity is dun sa government agency na tumatanggap ng ganitong mga submissions or nagko-conduct ng ganitong mga procedure. So, dapat nga yung BOI. So, tapos, yes sir. Tapos, Yusek, kanina nakita nyo rin po yung passport ni Guo Huaping. Sa estimation nyo lamang po, bilang layperson, siya nga ba si Alice Guo? If you can offer an opinion.
Madam Chair, we're not the competent authority.
All right. Fair enough, muli, Yusek. Ano pong klaseng screening ang ginagawa sa applicants para masiguro na matitinong tao sila or on the level na tao sila sa process na to na pinapayagang maging residente sa bansa natin?
Sa Thank you, Madam Chair. Sa BOI ho, once we endorse to the Bureau of Immigration, we also endorse ho to the NICA.
I apologize, Yusek. Please proceed.
Thank you. Madam Chair, pagka ho in-endorse namin sa Bureau of Immigration for the issuance of the visa, we also endorse ho to the NICA. Tapos so si Bureau of Immigration also undertakes their own assessment.
So kumbaga merong cross-referencing or validation on the part ng NICA at saka BI.
May I also, Madam Chair, just for context ho, para alam din ng lahat, ang number of active SIRB holders ho ng BOI, total ho, principal investors 1,224 at saka dependents 1,124. So ang total ho natin, and the earliest that we have on record, 1988. So cumulative na ho yan, lahat-lahat na ho. Since 1998 ay 2,348. Medyo konti lang ho. Every year ho, less than 100 yung ating na-issue na SIRB. Dahil medyo mahigpit nga po yung mga requirement natin. Thank you.
At mabuti kung mahigpit, probably in this case not mahigpit enough. And gaya ng na-observe nyo, hindi naman napakarami ang 2,000 higit. So dapat kaya nating mas siguruhin pa. So salamat po, Yusek. Before we go on, I need to just for the processes of the committee to repeat the chair's motion to subpoena Mayor Alice Leal Guo, Lin Wen Ye, Guo Jianzhong, Sheila Leal, Seaman Leal, and Wesley Leal, and the other earlier mentioned resource persons who are not present and without good reason to be absent in this hearing, to order the issuance of subpoena to those persons.
Yes, Madam Chair, I second the motion. Likewise, I reiterate also my recommendation to invite the former mayor of Bamban so that we will get to the bottom of the truth on how Alice Go came into ascension, into power. Obviously, it was really, she really ran for the position to protect the interests of the Pugo. So again, may the committee, Madam Chair, invite also former Mayor Feliciano.
So ordered earlier, Sen JV, and reiterated by the chair, the invitation to the next hearing to former Mayor Feliciano. And thank you for seconding the order to subpoena the named resource persons. Salamat po. So I'll move on now to the NBI. Okay. We have Regional Director Jerry Abiera. Salamat, sir. Nakita nyo po kanina, finlash ko po yung NBI clearance ng isang Alice Leal Guo, birthday 12 July 1986. Pero iba po ang mukha sa mayor ng Bamban. May chance po ba na nagkaroon ng switching? Posible bang glitch sa sistema?
Baka ibang tao talaga yan, ma'am. Hindi sa sistema ang may problema.
So, baka ibang tao ito. So, nagkaroon ng switch.
Pwede, ma'am. Pero hindi ko masabi kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari dyan.
So, pwedeng nangyari dahil sa isang switch. Ano pang paraan ang pwedeng nangyari na ganito? May isa pang Alice Leal Guo, parehong birthday, pero ibang muka.
Ano ko lang, ma'am, ang sistema ng pagkuha ng clearance, apply ka ng clearance online, tapos babayaran mo, magkakaroon ka ng schedule, pupunta ka sa office mismo para kuhanan ka ng picture at saka biometrics, yun na yung fingerprint. Ngayon, dahil siya ang nag-appear dyan, i-presume natin na siya mismo, iyang nasa picture, yan yung nagpunta sa office. So kung yung Alice Go na yan, magkaiba naman kay Mayor, hindi natin alam kung yung pangalan niya ay parehas na parehas ang date. Ang mas maganda, ma-determine natin dahil yung fingerprint, magkakaiba talaga yan para ma-determine natin whether or not yung tao na yan at saka yung si Mayor ay magkaiba.
Tama po, importanteng mapaghambing yung mga fingerprints nila.
Yes, ma'am.
And so ang sinabi nyo rin po kanina, physically pumunta sa opisina ng NBI itong Alice Leal Guo, kasi litrato niya ay kuha sa NBI office. Pero pumunta din yung akala nating iniimbestiga nating Alice Leal Guo personally, kasi kinuha din yung photo niya dun sa opisina. Pero pareho silang nabigyan ng clearance. Parehong pangalan, parehong birthday, magkaibang mukha. Pero possibly on different occasions, pareho silang na-issuehan ng clearance.
Pero yung nakita ko lang, ma'am, yung itong sa right side ng clearance. Ewan ko, ma'am, kung si Mayor meron bang clearance na talagang yung pangalan niya at yung mukha ay dumikit dun sa clearance certificate.
Okay po. Magandang hanapin din po namin yun dahil lahat naman po tayong nagtatrabaho at pati tayong nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno ay maya't maya kailangan kumuha ng clearance. And napakahalaga yung ipaghambing yung dalawang thumbprints po nila. Pero sir, nag-aalala din po ako para sa babae na nasa clearance ninyo. Yung either kapangalan ni Alice Leal Guo o yung totoong Alice Leal Guo. Pwede po bang i-ascertain ng NBI yung kinaroroonan nitong Alice Leal Guo at kung siya ay buhay pa o patay na?
Yes, ma'am. Pagbalik ko, ma'am, susubukan namin i-ano, ma'am. Pa-report ko, ma'am, na papahanap natin, ma'am.
Salamat po, RD. Bago dumako sa PSA, follow-up question sa PRA, kaugnay nung mga sagot ni Yusek Rodolfo ng BOI kanina. So, mula sa PRA, ito. Yes, of course. Philippine Retirement Authority. Sir Sosobrado. Morning, sir. May record rin po ba yung PRA nung Special Resident Retirees Visa o SRRV naman related to Guo Huaping?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Yes, we have on record that, let's see, Lin Wenyi, after she canceled her SIRV, she applied for SRRV in October of 2011, and which was approved. We were given an order of issuance by the Bureau of Immigration on October 27. And on that application, she had two dependent children, Jiang Long Guo and Xiang Jian Guo. Only these two, both male. We don't have any record at all of any other Guo that could be Alice Guo.
So unlike the earlier issued SIRV by the other agency,
Yeah.
nung pagdating na po sa authority ninyo and requested to issue another visa, yung SRRV, dalawang dependents na lamang po, parehong lalaki.
Dalawa.
Wala na po yung Guo Huaping.
Wala.
Okay po. And may biometric information din po ba kayo ni Lin Wenyi, like fingerprint, photo, signature?
We have the thumb marks of Lin Wenyi. Unfortunately, we don't have for the two dependent children. However, what we're doing now in light of what has been happening lately, we now require everybody to have the thumb marks and submit their thumb marks, even the dependents.
So, dati po hindi yon part ng application
Just the
process?
principal.
Just the principal?
Yes.
Okay po. Salamat, Mr. Sosobrado.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We just got information that we've already received from the NBI the fingerprints of, or rather the NBI clearance, yung kaninang pinag-usapan namin ni RD Abiera. This is kay? Okay. So ito nga po yung NBI clearance ni Mayor Alice Leal Guo. So, mabibigang daan yung sinabi nyo, RD Abiera, na paghambing sa fingerprints ni Mayor Alice Leal Guo at yung isa pang Alice Leal Guo na parehong spelling, parehong birthday, pero ibang muka. So, salamat. Okay, I'd like to go now to the PSA. And from PSA, we have, will it be Mr. Solesta or Engineer Grande? Mr. Solesta. Salamat, sir. Alam ko po na gumawa kayo ng probe ukol sa birth records ni Mayor Alice Guo and sa usapin ng birth certificates for sale, no, yung issue sa PSA. Una, ano po yung categorical findings nyo kay Mayor Alice? So it will be Engineer Mariza. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Madam Chair, based po dun sa investigation that was conducted by our Fraud and Management Division, we coordinated with Tarlac Local Civil Registry Office, and based on file, what was found is only the negative certificate issued by then NSO is part of the supporting documents. And based dito sa negative certification of birth from the former office, kasama dito yung si Alice and also yung kanyang sister Sheila, is the only sole supporting document submitted for delayed registration. So in fact, we also observed that the negative certificate was issued after the document was prepared by the staff of the Local Civil Registry Office.
Why is that important na nahanda after, sorry, na-issue after nahanda yung
negative certification? Yeah. So before, even before, we request for a negative certification of birth to avoid yung double or multiple registration, kasi baka meron po siyang ibang registration in other municipalities. So that's one of the observation, Madam. And based on the database, yun pong delayed registration ng magkapatid was submitted under the regular monthly report, which means yung registration po kasi nila was filed November of 2005. It means that it has undergone the process of submission bago po ito na-load sa NSO, the former NSO database.
If I understand correctly, Engineer, bukod sa yung negative certificate of NSO lamang, yung supporting document na isinumite, late pa siya na isumite. Tama po
It
ba?
appears dun sa issued na certification, ma'am. Nauna po siya i-prepare as compared dun sa date of issuance ng negative certification.
So, reverse sequence of events. Dapat na unang isubmit yung negative certificate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So, kulang na nga yung supporting documents, late pa na na-isubmit. So, sa madaling salita, yung delayed registration of birth ba ni Alice Leal Guo, regular ba siya o irregular?
Irregular, Madam.
Irregular. Okay.
kumpara, sabi nyo, yung late registration ng kapatid niya was filed or were filed as part of the regular process.
Pareho lang po siya, Madam Chair, na irregular.
Parehong irregular. Yung kay Mayor Alice Leal Guo at yung kay Sheila Leal Guo.
Yeah.
So, may theory ba ang PSA tungkol sa kasong ito? May corruption ba involved, halimbawa?
Related to this, Madam, we already endorsed to the Office of the Solicitor General for the cancellation of the Colby. Yeah, because ang PSA naman has no power to automatically cancel pag nakita natin na may irregular process doon sa registration.
So, endorsed to SOLGE na yung cancellation nitong, what was the term you used? Acronym?
Cancellation of the Certificate of Live Birth.
Okay. CLB. Okay. So, nako-confirm nyo na yung birth certificate niya ay nakuha fraudulently or irregularly, considering halos walang attachments ito nung isubmit bukod dun sa negative certificate ng NSO. Tapos parang, gaya ng nalaman namin ng previous hearings, parang mali-mali pa yung information sa marriage status ng mga magulang, halimbawa.
Yes po.
So, kung cancelled po yung Colby, ano po yung implication kay Mayor?
Well, technically, Madam, naka-float yung kanyang identity because of he is an official of the government and yung pagiging Filipino citizenship is being in question.
So napakabigat po ng implikasyon. I mean, for any person, di ba? I mean, nasa Convention on the Rights of the Child or maituturing nating karapatang pantao, the right to a name and a nationality. Pero dito, ang implikasyon ay naka-float yung identity niya. As you said, official siya ng gobyerno at dapat beyond reproach yun, yung identity kung tatakbo o magiging or kahit ma-appoint bilang official. So, napaka-importante po talaga and the committee appreciates yung responses nyo sa mga tanong na ito. Meron na ba kayong na-identify na sindikato sa loob? Kasi parang ipagpaumanhin nyo parang imposible na wala. Dahil mukhang talamak ang pagkuha ng mga pekeng o irregular na birth certificates. Kahit pa para sa isang tao, halimbawa, na tatakbo at magiging opisyal ng gobyerno natin.
Hello, Madam. As regards to the issue on the syndicate, it's hard to say, ma'am, but we have cases na ongoing investigation related to this fraudulent registration sa source, and not only that, ma'am, even yung mga tampering of documents. So we already sent updates on this sa ating pong committee, and we ensure that the PSA is doing our part to really investigate if there is really a syndicate. That's why in-strengthen din po namin yung aming fraud management division to conduct our own investigation. Together, of course, with the local government unit who are directly supervising our local CB registrars dahil sila po dito yung may mandato ng pagre-rehistro.
So mukhang yung kasong ito ni Alice Leal Guo related dun sa isyung iniimbestigan nyo ng registration at source. Meron din po ba kayong nakita ditong tampering of documents?
It has been monitored, Your Honor. In fact, we have a channeling, yung mga validation channeling sa not only with other government agencies such as DFA. So lahat po ng end users ng documents namin are submitting to us if they have questions related dun sa mga security paper na pinapadala. And we are doing that, and we develop also and strengthened our system to make it an automated. So yun yung mga process na ginagawa po ng PSA to make sure that the integrity of our documents is intact po.
Salamat, Engineer.
Hindi man ako IT person, and it's always good to hear about automation sa governance, pero sana patuloy pa ring bantayan nyo through human means, no? Dahil pati naman ang automation kahit sa mga government departments and agencies natin ay pwedeng pakialaman kung mayroong mga tao o grupo na may masamang mga layunin. And then just one more issue for today, Engineer. Alam nyo, yung isa ko pong staff, sumubok kumuha ng birth certificate para sa kunwari boyfriend niya na Chino. Ang sinabi sa kanya, ang modus daw, so baka ito pwede nyo ring tignan sa investigation nyo, modus daw ay mag-delayed registration of birth sa Lanao o sa Maguindanao. Ang isa din naman po namin na source, sinabihan na hahanapan siya sa orphanage, sa isang orphanage ng identity na pwede niyang kunin. Ito bang mga schemes na to, iniimbestigan nyo na rin? At kasi hindi po talaga katanggap-tanggap na for sale yung ating Filipino citizenship.
Yeah. Madam, I'd like to inform the committee that the PSA has been monitoring social media sites, especially sa Facebook. No, there are really online scammers that offer delayed registration, and in fact, namomonitor namin dito, and nag-conduct na po kami ng 2 local civil registrars na involved po dito in Lanao del Sur nga po dahil dyan sa mga ano na yan, and we have endorsed our recommendation also to the local chief executive kasi na-find out namin there are documents really put on hold because of that process of delayed registration that was started actually during the pandemic. So nagtaka kami bakit may mga registration in Lanao del Sur na naka-lockdown po tayo, but personally they can appear to the LCR. So meron po kaming mga na-hold na ng mga documents ng ganito, and continuing po yan, Madam Chair, for monitoring yung mga scammers, yung mga nag-offer po ng mga delayed registration po. And in addition, and to address this national security concern, we also issued yung Memorandum Circular 2024-17. Ito yung additional guidelines requiring some additional mandatory requirements para po ma-ensure na yung nagdi-delayed registered po is yun po talaga yung tao, yung legal identity and true facts, yung makukuha din ng ating mga local civil registrars upon registration.
Salamat, Engineer. It's good to know na iniimbestigan ninyo ang mga ito. Sana ipagpatuloy nyo pa kasi baka tip of the iceberg din lamang iyon, and dinadagdagan nyo rin ng requirements para higpitan. And just to reiterate also, alam ko rin naman po na marami sa mga kababayan natin ay sa mga valid reasons nag-late register ng birth ng kanilang mga anak. Pero for valid reasons at nang walang intensyong gamitin yon, either walang intensyong kunin yon fraudulently, ni gamitin yon para sa mga masasamang layunin. Mukhang ibang-iba yung tinitignan natin dito sa kaso ng Pogo Hub sa Bamban kay Mayor Alice Guo. So maraming salamat, Engineer. So now, I'd like to move on to the AMLAC. Sila. Okay. Salamat, sir. So I understand po, AMLAC is also in the middle of an investigation related to Alice Guo, her companies, and her involvement in illegal POGO activities in Bamban. Director, Attorney, ano po yung pwede nyong i-share? Ano yung pwede nyong i-share sa publiko tungkol sa investigasyong ito so far?
Ma'am, we could only probably confirm the existence of an ongoing investigation. As to the details, ma'am, we may have to be covered by Section 8A.
Section 88 of...
8A, ma'am.
Section 8A of...
Of the AMLA, ma'am.
Of the AMLA. All right. But we'll continue propounding questions to AMLAC, and the committee would appreciate your responses as far as you are able in the context ng ongoing investigation nyo at yung section nga po na iyon ng AMLA. So, base po sa inyong investigasyon, may indications po ba na may money laundering na ginagawa doon?
Ma'am, at the moment we're validating po. The transactions were not precluded from looking into our intelligence information. Probably we would be able to confirm this in the coming weeks, ma'am.
In around how many weeks po, attorney?
Hopefully, ma'am, we would be able to conclude the final investigation report and any filing of cases, ma'am, within the next 2 weeks po.
Alright, salamat. We will look forward to that po. Hindi din po ba suspicious kung ang mga kumpanya ni Mayor Alice Guo na I suppose kasama po sa investigasyon ninyo ay walang registered employees sa Pag-ibig? At napag-alaman din po namin, daan-daan ang open cases sa BIR. Ito po, Pag-ibig certification on no record of employees. May opinion po kaya ang AMLAC dito?
Ma'am, makakatulong po sa aming ongoing investigation kasi parte po ng mandato po ng AMLAC po is to check on the profile of these registered entities. So makikita po namin kung totoo po na nag-ooperate po mga ito. And kung may indicators po na hindi siya nag-ooperate, we would be able to build up on the profile based on intelligence information and financial information po na makukuha po namin.
So ibig sabihin, maaring hindi nag-ooperate bilang yung negosyo kung ano siya dapat based on the name, pero maaring may ibang mga ginagawa at kasama posible money laundering.
Opo, ma'am. Pwede po.
And salamat po. At sa investigasyon po ninyo, sir, may na-uncover po ba kayong impormasyon na pwede ring mag-shed ng light sa totoong identity at citizenship ni Alice Guo?
Ma'am, yung meron po kami ngayon, we are checking on intelligence information regarding yung various names po nung nanay po niya at saka niya po mismo. Siguro po maiko-confirm namin ito, ma'am, and ma-validate namin kasama na po sa pag-refine at pagtapos po namin ng aming ongoing investigation.
Yung nanay niya na napag-uusapan natin in earlier questions, si Lin Wenyi.
Opo, ma'am.
Alright, salamat po. Ngayon, mula sa Department of Justice, unless my colleagues have questions at this point. Okay, so Department of Justice naman po, could I ask Yusek T of the IACAT, pwede po ba kayong magbigay sa amin ng update sa mga kaso na naka-file na kay Mayor Alice Leal Guo?
Last Friday, Madam
and company,
Chair,
sir, yes.
PAOK and CIDG filed a case for qualified human trafficking against 14 respondents. Kasama po dun si Mayor Alice Guo at si Sir Dennis Cunanan. Aside from that, kahapon po may final na case for additional respondents naman. Tong mga cases na to, they will be consolidated with the pending case before RTC Capas in Tarlac. That was the result of the successful implementation of the search warrant, wherein several individuals were arrested, subject to inquest proceedings, and then charged in court. Presently, yung kaso po na pending sa RTC Tarlac, pending po yung aming request na ipalipat ang kaso nito from Tarlac to Manila. Tapos balik po tayo dun sa kaso na pending na na-file na po sa Department of Justice. We expect this case to undergo preliminary investigation, go through the process for preliminary investigation wherein all the respondents, including Mayor Alice Guo, will be given the opportunity to present their side. And there will only be a filing of the case in court should the investigating prosecutors deem there to be probable cause to charge them for the crime charged.
Salamat po. And considering the emerging evidence, kahit dito sa hearing, dun sa nationality ni Alice Guo, what penalties might she face? Option din po ba yung deportation?
Kung ma-charge po si Mayor Alice Guo at yung mga ibang foreign nationals na respondents, sa harap po sila sa kaso, at kung ma-deem guilty sila ng korte, ang maximum penalty po ay life imprisonment. Pending ang kaso sa korte, hindi po sila pwede ma-deport. Ngunit kung assuming mag-convict sila at ma-serve yung sentence, doon na po sila maaring ma-deport kung foreign national po sila.
Pero kahit ma-deport, they would still serve their sentence dun sa bansang pagdedeportan sa kanila?
Yes, ma'am. It is clear that if convicted, service of sentence in the Philippines is a prerequisite before their deportation to their countries.
Alright, malinaw po yun. Maraming salamat, Yusek. At this point, I want to present one of the individuals charged for human trafficking, a supposed co-incorporator of Hong Sheng. She reached out po to my office dahil ayon sa kanya, wala siyang kamalay-malay na siya ay sinama bilang incorporator ng Hong Sheng. Ms. Merly Joy Manalo Castro. Ms. Castro, salamat po sa pagdalo nyo rito sa hearing natin. Ms. Castro, sa SEC registration po ng Hong Sheng, incorporator po kayo ng kumpanya. Ano pong alam nyo tungkol sa illegal operations ng POGO na ito?
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala kayong alam sa illegal operations ng POGO na ito?
Wala po. Wala nga po akong idea kung ano po yung POGO.
So, anong alam nyong operations dapat o negosyo dapat ng Hong Sheng?
Actually, wala po talaga akong idea. Nung napadalan lang po ako ng letter, nung unang invitation, kasi dahil hindi ko naman po kilala yung company nakalagay doon, nag-search po ako nung gabing yun. At the same time po, doon ko po nalaman lahat ng information about sa company. And then po, nag-email po ako doon sa latter part ng letter na may email address na hindi po ako makakarating that time po kasi nga po, may trabaho din po ako.
So, hindi nyo kilala yung Hong Sheng na kumpanyang iyan?
Hindi ko rin po alam kung saan papunta, kung ano po yun. Wala po akong idea kasi gumawa daw po ako affidavit para ma-identify na hindi po ako kasali doon. Tapos po, inood lang ako nanood ng balita. And inaalam ko lahat kung ano po yung company, kung ano po yung...
So, alam nyo ba kung paano kayo nakuha bilang di umanong incorporator niya?
Wala po akong idea.
And so, sinasabi nyo, yung signature nyo daw, di umano, dun sa Articles of Incorporation, ay fake?
Opo.
Okay. Ms. Castro, meron po kaming kopya nung signature ninyo at TIN number ninyo.
Opo.
Pwede, tatanungin ko muna sana kung okay lang bang i-flash. Okay lang bang na-flash na pala namin? Okay lang po ba? I apologize. Tatanungin ko labas sa Hong Sheng. So habang iniintay po natin yung pangalawang photo na yun, sino yung mga kasama ninyo di umano na co-incorporators?
Ayon po dun sa nakita kong list nung nilabas po nung 21, si Telma Laranan po, yung kilala ko, si Rowena Evangelista, at saka si Rita Iturralde po.
At paano mo nakilala itong sina Telma, Miss Telma, Miss Rowena at Miss Rita? Paano mo sila nakilala?
Way back po kasi 2018, nasa bayan po ako ng Concepcion nakatira dahil may computer shop po ako doon. Namamalengke po ako. Kahit hanggang ngayon, nakikita ko naman sila. Si Rowena po, Evangelista, Nagtitinda po yan ng gulay sa palengke. Owner po siya. Tapos po si Telma Laranan po, nagtitinda lang po ng almusal sa umaga, sa palengke rin po. Tapos si Rita Iturralde po, nakikitinda ng mga inasal na parang, pero hindi, yung ihaw-ihaw po na inasal sa bayan din po ng Concepcion. Nung 21, nung nilabas, hindi ko po alam na kung incorporator nga po ba. Kasi yung sa akin lang po yung alam ko, kasi nga po, yung dumating yung letter na incorporator po ako. Incorporator director. Yun po yung nakalagay sa letter.
So, balik lang ako sa DOJ, Iyakat. Paano po ito, Yusek? Chinarge po sila ng non-bailable crimes. So, ano po yung nakikita ninyong susunod na senaryo? Ito halimbawa sa BIR ID card nyo at yung di umanong pirma ninyo or ng isang Merly Joy Manalo Castro dun sa papers ng Hong Sheng. Oh, and Kahawig, anong comment nyo dito?
Hindi po ako pumipirma nung nasa upper part po. Yung tunay ko pong pirma yung nasa ID po mismo. ID ko po yan.
Pero 'di ba kung unang titignan lang, maaring sabihin na parang magkatulad. Anong comment nyo doon?
Hindi po ako yung pumirma sa upper part.
Okay. And handa naman po kayong tulad nung sinabi ni Yusek T na sabihin yung inyong yung facts tungkol sa sarili ninyo dun sa DOJ para hindi na kayo maisama sa kaso?
Handa naman po dahil wala po talaga akong kinalaman dito.
Maraming salamat po, Ms. Castro, sa inyong pagdalo sa hearing natin ngayon, and I really wish you the best po dun sa kaso sa DOJ. Yes, Yusek T.
Thank you, ma'am. May dagdag lang na isa pang pwedeng maging opsyon ni Ms. Castro tsaka ng ibang katulad niya. Pwede silang magreklamo laban dun sa mga taong gumamit ng kanilang pangalan. Kung di pa klaro sa kanila kung sino mga yon, pwede silang lumapit sa amin sa DOJ, sa PAOK at sa law enforcement upang mag-umpisa ng bagong investigasyon sa ibang anggulo na to. At makakatulong sila sa amin sa kaso at makakatulong din sa depensa nila sa hinaharap nilang preliminary investigation.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe to continue supporting us. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.